We're back for episode 28.
28.
Mentorship. As always, we have Gunny Matheson,
For the show.
Joe Schmidt, and we're super excited tonight to have Trevor Dare.
He's always super excited. He uses those exact terms with everybody that shows up.
Every episode.
Every episode, he's super excited.
I feel special.
I've never seen him not super excited.
There's been a couple of times, actually. Been a couple of times I haven't been super excited.
Oh yeah, when Mandy was here.
No, don't go there. Don't get me into that. Don't get me into that.
She's not even here to defend herself tonight.
No. She's here. She's here.
So, Trevor, you came down today. You were schooling in Ardmore all day today.
Yes, sir.
And that's always fun.
Yeah, it was nice and warm there today.
Yeah, that's what. Thing about going to Ardmore is, it's always cold. Whenever we go there, in the fall, in the spring, it's in the fall. It's either like you're wearing a t-shirt and you're hot, or you're got a down jacket on. It can be 3 days later.
Yeah.
Or one. Yeah, that's crazy. So, what were you schooling there?
A little bit of everything. We brought most of our horses to Ardmore because there's a little show in Oklahoma City next week that I don't think we're going to go to. And it's just kind of our first show out this spring before we go to Tulsa in March and kind of get the ball rolling.
Awesome.
Getting the ball rolling on Derby horses then.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so that name there is pretty famous in the horse world.
I like to think so.
Yeah, your dad was a super respected horseman.
Yep.
And
Still is.
Did I say was?
Yes.
Is a respected horseman in the business. And Rocky is your uncle?
Yep. Rocky's my uncle. He's been around a little while.
Yeah,
He's a $1 million rider, Hall of Famer. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Rocky's probably won more world titles than anybody. And
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, I mean, I didn't research that because we don't really research things here. We just throw shit out.
Before we started this whole show thing, we were planning on like, all right, we got to do our research. We got to ask smart questions. We got to be diligent with the work.
Have nice little outlines.
Yeah,
we don't do any
none
of that.
No.
Okay.
No, it's all off the cuff.
Yeah,
That's right.
completely off the cuff. But I would be willing to bet at least open titles. Maybe Shannon Rafich has more overall world titles, but I would think Rocky's got to have more open world. Because when I was growing up, he won every open title.
Yeah.
Open title, novice horse open title. I mean, he won all the titles.
Yeah.
So So I've seen him come down and ride with you a little bit. Are you getting horses ready and he's catch riding them, or does he just come down before the events?
That started a couple years ago. He had a horse named Extra Good Step that he bought from the ranch there. At the time, it was Extra Quarter Horses.
And Trevor stole
Eventually. I call it a joyride.
him. Okay.
But so he bought it as a 2-year-old, took it up to New Jersey, showed it as a 3-year-old, and then I believe it was right after the futurity he left it with me. And so I rode it through the winter time, and then he would fly out and he would spend a couple days on it, and then he would show it at some of the events out here. Because to come down from New Jersey, that's a long ways, long drive, it's a long trip for the horse, and he felt comfortable following me. He already knew the horse, and so I thought that was pretty cool for both of us.
And he'd rather be golfing anyway.
Yeah. He still craves the reining horses, but yeah, he loves golfing.
Yeah, I know he does. I saw it on Facebook or somewhere. Anyway, I saw he's got a little setup. He converted a couple stalls into a little driving range. So.
Oh yeah, so he took a wall out from in between the two stalls, and he's got this little setup, and he's sending me videos of him hitting golf balls into this thing, and there's a TV screen in front of him, but at the time it was brand new. And I said, "Well, Uncle Rock, what's that TV screen for?" He goes, "Oh, I'm waiting on the rest of my setup to come. This is so I can play golf courses. And I watch the TV to see where I'm at on the golf course." And I was like, nice.
That's pretty cool.
I think Cade got him one of those too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just got to get a couple stalls to set it up in.
No.
Yeah.
He
Now
built
he's
it.
got it at his house.
Yeah, no. He's building a whole new building to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did you get started in in the horse business overall, or in the reining horses specifically?
So I'll take it all the way back to when I was a kid. My dad trained a little bit of everything, like the AQHA stuff, because at that time you trained whatever people would send you. Cause
Where
you
where are you from?
Hilliard, Ohio, so that's 15 minutes west of Columbus.
Okay.
So at that time it was you train whatever you can train so that you can make a living, support your family, and so he had a little bit of everything. He was really, really good at the pleasure horses back around the time I was born. But so I started out showing in the walk trot, like at the little 4-H events, at the quarter horse shows, the Congress and stuff. And then I was 8 years old, and we were at a little, just again, a little backyard show, and I'm supposed to be showing in the pleasure. And so I go in there, and I decided that I was going to see how many times I could pass this other horse. And in the pleasure, that's
A no-no.
a no-no. And so I come out, and I'm smiling from ear to ear, and my mom is looking at me. She's like, "What was that? Why are you so happy?" I said, "Mom, I passed that guy like 10 times." And so then my dad said, "Okay, we got to get you a different event." And again, he worked for Bill Horn. He had some reining horses, and he actually had a client that had an older reining horse that we ended up leasing for the next couple years, and that was kind of where the reining started. My mom forced me to still showing the horsemanship here and there over the years, and I'm ended up being thankful for that in the long run. In the moment, I thought it was boring, but it's all good now.
So now how'd that help you, showing and all the other stuff?
It teaches you, some other fundamentals just about the horse, like their body position, how they carry themselves. The horsemanship was good because it was a lot of pattern placement, and it's, judged a lot on the rider's posture, so it kind of kept me from getting sloppy, which I can do now.
Yeah.
And horsemanship showmanship is halter, and horsemanship is your riding.
Yeah, you're riding. So and actually nowadays I watch some of the horsemanship patterns that they have at maybe in the finals at the Congress or at the World Show, and it's
Pretty complicated.
It's complicated, but it's kind of almost like a reining pattern. They go fast, they go slow, they turn both ways, they back up, they're changing leads. And so, it's kind of gotten a lot of similarities to it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and that's one thing I would say. When you're riding your reiners, you're one of those guys that everything is. You're not a sloppy rider. You're a neat rider, I would say. Everything is kind of in its place and
Pretty put together.
yeah, for sure it presents a good picture.
I try to keep it that way, and when I am riding my reining horses, it goes back to, again, I started on a pleasure horse and a horsemanship horse, so I ride a lot more with my feet than maybe some people do, and stuff like that. But I do try to keep it neat and organized. Maybe sometimes it doesn't always look that way, but yeah.
So, how old were you when so was your dad, he worked for BH, for Bill Horn.
Mm-hmm.
Was that before you were born or after you were born?
That was before I was born.
Okay. It's amazing how many roads run through there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the east, pretty much everybody that did anything in the east seems to be somehow tied to Dale Wilkinson.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe 3 trips back, but somehow everybody is. So now, not to go back to Rocky again, but how did he fit in? Where did he work?
He worked for Bob Anthony.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gotcha. And
So Rusty was in Ohio working for BH, and Rocky did he always live in Pennsylvania? Was Bob Anthony from more northeast? Or were they both in Ohio?
My dad's family is from New Jersey, actually Salem, New Jersey, right there where my uncle is still located. And I'm not sure where Bob Anthony or Bill Horn lived when my dad and uncle worked for them.
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm gonna guess Bob was out east somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
at
New York
Willowbrook
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up, you did the horses. I know you wrestled some, right?
Yep. I grew up wrestling.
Could you imagine if he was a WWE wrestler?
I'd be the smallest
He'd be
boy.
one of
Smallest
those
guy.
guys flying off the top rail.
No, I'm afraid of heights.
Oh, well then you wouldn't have a career.
It'd be boring.
That's why you ride.
That's why he
That's
rides.
why you ride horses.
Yeah.
And you wrestled all the way through high school?
Yeah, I actually started when I was 5 or 6 years old, and then I wrestled all the way up through high school, and then almost wrestled in college, kind of accidentally. I went to the University of Findlay for a year to ride on the equestrian team. We're good friends with a lot of the people who run that, that division of Findlay. And so I was sitting in class one day, and there's a kid sitting next to me, and he was talking about wrestling, and I was, kind of joined in on the conversation, and it was before the season started, and apparently you can go up to the wrestling room and kind of roll around and, hang out, and you don't have to be on the team to do it or anything. So I went up there, and then, their returning guy that was supposed to be really good at my weight class just didn't show up for school that year. Had transferred, didn't really communicate it with anybody, and so there was kind of an opening, but I don't know. The wrestling, I loved it, and I still love it. I still follow it. But it was always kind of like my second love. Horses always came first, so.
Yeah, which wrestling was big where I grew up too. It's kind of, wrestling seems a little bit spotty, huh? Like Oklahoma's a big school for wrestling, but you can't even wrestle in high school. And you can, but I don't know any schools that have wrestling in Texas. None around here. I'm sure there are
really?
some, but where I grew up, it was, hockey and wrestling were the big things for the winter sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I enjoyed wrestling too, and we've talked. I enjoy watching the MMA stuff, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a good place for some of those wrestlers. See, you could have been if the horse deal wouldn't have worked out.
Could have been
You could
UFC,
have transitioned from wrestling right into UFC.
Yeah, dude. You could have been making a lot more money.
Sure.
You still can.
Yeah, that's right.
You still can.
I don't think it's in the cards.
Wrestlers dominate in mixed martial arts. You could be one of those guys. No?
Yeah. Not
They
so
should have
much. Not so much.
Well, how old are you now?
33?
Oh, yeah, that ship has sailed. Thought you were still 25. Sorry about that.
No, that was a while ago.
That's funny stuff right there. So, where'd you go from high school? Where did you, after you graduated, you say you went to Findlay, and I'm sure you took the horse program, did all that, and then where did you go after that?
Well, so I went to Findlay for a year, spent all my money on tuition, and then...
Now, wait a minute. A year?
Year.
Yeah.
You just went for the girls.
I went because my mom filled out my college application and got accepted for me and forced me to try it. Because my parents, they always knew I'd be a horse trainer, but they tried to steer me in like a professional, non-pro kind of direction. They wanted me to have a job, earn a living, be a normal person, and then just train my own horses and show them the non-pro.
Yeah.
Which sounded pretty good, but I wanted to train horses.
Yeah.
So I went for a year, spent all my money, and then we had raised a mare by parking with a chick out of a Jack B. Nimble mare. She probably wasn't supposed to be anything. She happened to be pretty nice, and we sold her at the Congress, the next year, and I remember my dad came over. I was working at Rod's Western Palace in the vendor booth at the Congress.
No kidding.
He came over, and he said, "Hey, I just got a check for your mare." I said, "Okay." He goes, "Do you want to see it?" And it wasn't that much.
Well,
but for us,
compared to today, but it probably was then.
it still was just decent. But anyways, for us, it was a lot. And so I'm like, "Yeah, I want to see it." So he shows me the check, and then he told me, because we had talked about me possibly going to work for Todd Crawford, or at least spending a summer or doing something like that. And he said, "If you're going to go, you got to go now." Because that money had kind of paid off my car, the rest of my student loans, debt-free, jump in the car and go to Oklahoma.
Good to go.
Yeah, so then that was kind of my gateway to moving down here.
Right on. What was it like working for Crawford?
It was awesome.
Yeah, but was that the only time you worked for Crawford?
I worked for Todd twice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you went there. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, I guess not.
No.
We can go wherever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our show.
So
we don't have a schedule.
No,
Yeah.
there's no schedule.
So what I did was, because my parents still wanted me to possibly be able to be a non-pro, is we did NRHA's apprenticeship program,
Okay.
which is
That's right.
awesome. That's where you do an application process, you get it approved, you can work for a trainer for a whole year, you can show in the open division, and then at the end of the year you can choose to get your non-pro card back or go professional. So we went through the steps, we did that. Todd said I could come out and work for him. And, he called me. First he told me, yeah, come on out, you can have a job. Then he calls me a week or two later and he said, hey, I've been thinking about it and the bulk of my business is cow horses. You want to train reining horses? I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, I do major events for the reining, but the bulk of my business is cow horses. I don't want you to get out here and then be disappointed. And me and my dad had already talked about it, and it was, if I could learn what he used for the cow horses and apply it to the reining horses, then we felt like, be better off. And I explained that to him. He said, yep, you still got your job. Come on out. So I moved to Oklahoma. We work 16, 17-hour days almost every day. We had Sundays off. You had to feed cows, but we had Sundays off. And then at the end of the year, I still loved what I was doing, and I still wanted to keep doing it, and I wanted to stay there. So gave up my non-pro card and stayed.
Yeah. And what a great place to be, because there's really not many better overall horsemen in the business than
Yeah,
than
for sure.
Todd.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what made you decide, how'd you pick Todd?
I guess in a way he kind of started it. He watched me show a horse at the Youth World Show a couple of years prior, and he had known my mom actually from when they were kids, because he grew up in Pennsylvania. My mom was from like Canfield, Youngstown, Ohio, so they were at a lot of the same shows as kids, the 4-H shows. And so he had kind of known, who I was or whatever, and I had had a good run in the prelims. He was standing next to my dad, and he said, hey, when's he get out of high school? Does he want to come out and work for me? Well, my dad didn't tell me that for a good handful of years, because he knew I'd be packing a suitcase
Yeah.
and trying to hitch a ride to Oklahoma. And so that kind of started it. And then also, Todd's got the reputation for, outworking anybody in the industry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
because he only sleeps like 3 hours a night or something, right?
yeah. And so I think they kind of thought, well, first off, he's going to learn a lot from this guy. And then they thought, second off, if he can survive there and still like it, then that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, for sure.
You learn a work ethic / figure out if you've got a work ethic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's all the stories I've ever heard about Todd is just exactly that he'll work everybody into the ground.
Well, and he loves it. That's all he
Well,
thinks about, right?
And I can't speak for everybody that's worked there, but when I worked there, he was there every minute of the day that we were.
Yeah.
If we were still doctoring horses, icing horses, wrapping horses, he'd pick up a broom and start sweeping the saddling area for us.
Right.
So, when you see stuff like that, it's like,
Geez, I should have went there. Just to
Learn how to
few
use
things.
a broom.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I could do better. The
Yeah.
longer we do the show,
Yeah.
I really feel like there's a lot of things
Like you
I could've
miss
done.
some things, miss some
Yeah,
fundamentals.
I could have done better for sure.
Yeah, I'm even worse
Yeah.
than that. I learned from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you take the whole thing and just I'm a big step down from Todd, and then Gunny's a big step down from me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of
Pretty worthless.
No, Gunny's.
You know what I do? I pick up dinner, man. Okay.
You pick up dinner, yeah. Pick up
I
pizza.
get things done.
Yeah,
it was
that's
some
right.
pretty good pizza.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's right. No, Gunny's never going to be on a talk show saying, "Yeah, I work for Tom, and he was in the barn,
Sweeping.
17 hours a day,
Sweeping the saddle area.
Yeah, no, that's never going to happen.
Whenever you worked for Todd, did you show any cow horses? Or did you just help ride them and train them? No.
He let me attempt to show one time, just at a weekend show in the AQHA division, and we were real good in the reining.
Yeah.
And we started off real good in the cow work, and then I got lost. So it wasn't that great.
So you just showed one time.
So you went from Todd's, and then I know you were at Casey's at one point. Did
Yep.
you go from Todd's to Casey's or somewhere in between?
Yeah, I worked at Todd's for 3 years, and then I went to Casey Hinton's for a year, and then I went back to Todd's for 2 more years.
Yeah, you're craving the work.
Yeah.
You just wanted to ride Rainers when you went to Casey's, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, and he had, it was just a year or two after he was second at the Futurity. He had a lot of really nice horses, and it was great going there, and it was all raining.
Straight Rainers,
Yeah. Yep.
And he's the same way. He's in it and passionate about it and working all
He
the time.
also sweeps his saddle.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Probably better than Todd.
And runs 5 miles before work.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't do that.
These guys, I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, running. You've never heard of that.
What is up with these guys?
Yeah.
Well, so Todd picked you out of watching. He didn't go, whoa, that's a Finley guy. I gotta have one of my. Because didn't Todd go to Finley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't just saying, okay, I gotta have one of these Finley guys.
No, he only went there for a year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
you're not really
actually
the
a Finley
Finley
guy.
guy.
I just was there long enough to get a couple sweatshirts.
Yeah. Just
When
went
they're
there.
watching, they want their sweatshirts back.
Just went there for the parties,
Yeah.
One of those horse schools.
I think it was a dry campus.
Really?
Oh, jeez.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. Well, when you went back to Crawford, you did get to show Rainers, because didn't you win the limited open Futurity there?
Yeah, the first year that I worked at Crawford's, he had a mare by...
Second time.
No, the first time.
Oh, okay.
So I was 20 at the time, and we had a mare by Wimpy's Little Step. That was...
Got a Marker Parker.
Maybe. Did you look that up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know more
He
than I
didn't
do.
look that up.
I
Yeah,
knew the
no.
He
mare.
remembers it. He
I
doesn't
just
look up
remembered
anything.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that's one thing we don't do is check on facts or research or we don't have anything like that.
I remember.
It's all right here.
Yeah. It's all
Steel
right
trap.
here. And if it's not, we just make shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it because it was one of the last mares that Grace Hoyt showed, and I rode with Steve Archer as a kid.
Oh,
and he had
really?
her a little bit, and I remember watching you ride one, going, "Huh, he's riding one out of that God of Marker Parker."
Yeah, her name was Got Wimpy's Mark.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But so we had this mare, and actually, Miss Deb, or
Debbie
I'm sure
Brown.
everybody else knows her as Debbie Brown, but for me it's Miss Deb. She actually rode her, if I remember right, most of the year. Her and Todd did, and I think that was when it was just limited, intermediate, and open. There wasn't the 4 levels. And I think she was just intermediate and open that year. And so Todd gets ready to go to Reno for the Snafflebit Futurity, and Miss Deb goes with him, and he said, hey, start riding that mare. I think she'd be good in the limited division. And at the time, he hadn't discussed me showing a horse, not a single time. And I went, whoa, what? He goes, ride that mare, see if you get along with her. Oh, okay. First horse every morning was that mare.
Huh.
And then it worked out. She was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, now, I'm wondering, I think, so when Deb was there, so when you said that, I bet that's the time when Deb found, oh boy, the bay horse.
I spin for chicks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it went to Reno.
Yeah.
It showed in Reno.
That's right.
And Debbie called Tim and said, hey, I see what
Yeah.
you need to have.
Yeah.
And Tim just bought it over the phone.
Yeah.
Debbie told him, we all know Debbie well enough. One, she knows a good horse.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that. But two, she's super cheap. And if she says
It's something to buy.
it needs to be bought,
Yeah.
just buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we've done that a couple times. If Debbie's riding one around, says, I think we should buy this one. Okay, just buy
Yeah,
it.
do it.
Yeah. Yes, she's not going to give too much for
a
one.
couple that I
Yeah.
need to sell, so I'm gonna go bribe Debbie.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just say this is one you need to buy. I'll
Yeah,
handle the rest.
Deal's done.
you're not bribing Debbie.
I'm gonna bribe Debbie.
You can't do it. Debbie is unbribable. Debbie's the best. So, that was the first time you worked for Todd. Then you went to Casey, and I'm sure you showed some at Casey's, right?
Yeah, he let me show a lot. I had a lot of good opportunities there. I showed a horse there named Conquistador Star. There was a Conquistador Whiz gelding that I believe Luke Gagnon trained. I think Randall Dooley had him for a little bit, and then we got him to sell. And he was a real quirky horse, like, don't lean off to the side if you're going to sneeze because you'll be in the dirt kind of horse. And
How was he bred?
he was
Conquistador.
Okay,
out of
so
Alina Starlight.
let me just, and I'll tell you where that came from. Because Conquistador, that summit was spooky. That one was like, I had to be real careful. I showed him after Dwayne, I showed him at the World Equestrian Games. And you had to be like, I always hairspray my hat before I walk in. They couldn't hand you the hairspray.
Yeah.
You couldn't, you had to get off your horse, hairspray your hat, and then get back on. I mean, that horse was, so that's where that came from. That was a
Well, most
snarky-
of them are kind of like, and he almost killed Dwayne in his stall when he got hung up in the blanket at the NRBC.
Yeah, that
You
was that wasn't in the stall. That was when the NRBC was in
And
Guthrie.
Guthrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this horse was the same. He was totally harmless. He didn't mean anything by it, but he was quirky. If you got in a kind of a shaky situation, he was trying to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
And he was good. That was probably one of the first big runs I got to have showing in the open at like a major event. Was in the Derby finals that year. It's just the lower levels. But yeah, working at Casey's was great. Good, lot of good opportunities. And he started to teach me a lot about organization. He's really good at keeping a lot of people managed, a lot of things, going in the right direction.
So
Yeah,
what
for
made you
sure.
go back to Todd's after Casey?
Todd and Pam over the first 3 years kind of became like a second set of parents to me. And then, so I just kind of missed it being there. And then it happened to be that they kind of needed somebody at the same time as I was, I guess, in a sense, kind of homesick. And so I went back there and spent another 2 years with him. And he let me attempt to take in some outside horses. Like he wanted me to kind of try to build a business. And at the end of those 2 years, Chiago had approached me and told me that there was an opening at Extra Quarter Horses. And so I go to Todd and I'm like, hey, not sure how to talk to you about this, but this is, kind of what's going on. What are your thoughts on it? Like, should I go? Should I stay? What do you think I should do? He said, I think you need to walk to the house and pack your suitcase. Like, that sounds like it'd be a great deal for you.
So he was ready to get rid of you.
Yeah,
I'll pack it for you.
Yeah.
that's right.
Because I wanted to fire you.
Oh, maybe.
I was about to fire you.
Oh yeah, maybe we're not so family.
That's right.
Well, that makes me feel better though that you said you were like family with Todd and Pam, because when I heard you were leaving Casey's, I tried to hire you and you didn't. You never need.
You did?
One of the best decisions you ever made, actually, not going to work for me.
You tried to
Look
hire
at these
me?
guys. Yes, I did.
I don't remember.
It was forgettable.
I feel like I would have remembered
That
that.
approach was real memorable, Tom. I mean,
Well,
whatever you did.
Yeah,
Pull
really.
the offer off the table.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't even start to think that that's still there.
I feel like I would have
You had your
remembered that.
chance.
Yeah. That ship has sailed,
Yeah.
sir.
I think it was my first year at Todd's. I'm sitting in the stands. Maybe it was at the Derby or something. I think you worked for Tom and Sebastian at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And they were
Oh,
like,
those were the good old days.
they were like killing everybody, especially in the lower levels. And I'm sitting in the stands watching them show, like horse after horse. And I'm like, that's where I got to get. Those guys are good. Like those are the guys that are under somebody that are
I think,
being competitive.
I don't remember that. I don't remember
No,
that.
I do remember you guys were winning a lot, but I don't. He didn't say that. He didn't say that to himself because I tried to hire him at Ardmore. We were at Ardmore, Oklahoma, riding around out in the outdoor.
Oh,
stand.
now maybe I remember.
Oh,
Oh!
now you remember.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, blocked that out.
Blocked it out.
Blocked it out.
A lot of people do that. That didn't happen. That
And
really didn't happen.
PTSD. I need to get away from this guy.
Yeah. A lot of times when I go to talk, people just look the other way. Yeah. Oh, now it's coming back to you.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, that makes sense.
Whoops.
Yeah,
Well,
nice.
one of the best decisions you ever made. Not
Yeah.
coming to work for me. It seemed like it worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah.
So you went back to Tiago's. So you went to Tiago's, and it was owned by Lorenzo at that point, right?
At that time, it was owned by Lorenzo Vargas.
And then were you working for Lorenzo under Tiago, or were you working for Tiago?
I always consider Tiago as my boss, but I think it.
What did the check say?
Oh.
Oh no.
They did the automatic deposit thing. So long as the numbers were going up in the account, it was okay.
Yeah.
See, you don't know who was writing the checks.
That's funny.
He's either bullshitting us right now for some reason.
Oh wait, yeah, it did say Chiago. Yeah, that's
No,
right.
I don't know his name. I had never seen that guy in my life. What money? I didn't get no money.
That's right.
Yeah, no Mexican. No,
Don't know that guy.
Nope, it was Tiago. Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Gotcha.
Well, how long
Yeah.
did you work for Tiago before you worked for Silver Spurs, I guess?
I don't know.
It was like 3 or 4 years, wasn't it? At
I
least.
think it was more like 3 or 4 years, and then Silver Spurs bought the ranch from Lorenzo, and then it was another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get to have outside horses in that period of time at all, or?
So it started when it was extra quarter horses with Lorenzo. It was, all for, just training horses for Lorenzo.
Yep.
And then after Silver Spurs bought it, it still stayed the same for a while. And then, they started letting me take in some outside horses and, bring in some clientele to then be able to sell some of the ranch-owned horses to them.
Yep.
And then be able to keep them in the barn.
Gotcha.
Now, when and how did you learn how to do all your jumping off the horse and where you did
He
the
doesn't do
freestyle
that
thing?
anymore. He's 31.
Yeah.
33.
33.
You're 33?
Yeah, you thought he was 25 minutes
You
ago.
got a couple years older already,
I know.
and it's only been 30 minutes.
And how long ago? So how long ago was the freestyle where you did all the what do you call it? Trick riding.
Yeah, trick
that
ride,
was a
that's right.
while ago. When was...
That was when you were working for Todd, though, right?
the last time I did it was when I was working for Todd the first time. So when was the World Games deal in Kentucky?
2010. I remember it well.
So that's because you won it on Gunner Special Night.
Yeah.
I sat there in the stands. So that was the last time that I think I showed in the freestyle. Yeah.
So how did
you
you
learn
pick
that?
up all that stuff? How'd you learn it?
So growing up in Ohio, you're inside for like 6 months out of the year. And we didn't have a big indoor. I don't know exactly the size. It's like 80 by 80, so it's little for what we're used to riding in
Around
nowadays.
it.
Yeah.
And so I'm riding my sister's old horsemanship horse around in there, and it's like day after day we're just going in circles, and I'm going slow because I'm on a horsemanship horse. And so I just stopped. I was like, Dad, this is so boring. And he was like, okay, well, jump on and jump off. And I'm sitting still. So I step off my horse, and I get back on the horse. That didn't make it any more fun. And he says, no, you dipshit. I mean, that's what he called me most of the time. And so he takes the horse, he jumps on it, he starts galloping it around our little indoor, and he jumps on and jumps off. And I'm like, whoa! Never seen my dad do anything like
he
that.
knew how to
You know how to do it.
Yeah, and so then, that was the rest of my winter on whatever horses I got on. It was,
Just started
I'm
doing it.
going to try to do this. But I was kind of too short to do it, so when I would hit the ground, my arms were stretched way up above my head trying to reach. So it was a struggle for a little while, but we figured it out.
Now, what about when Crawford tried to do it?
Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Because I want to hear the story again.
So that was, what did they call that? That was in Fort Worth. He was letting me use a horse that he had in training named the Skeeto Kid. It was a gray gelding that he had made the futurity finals on a couple years before. And so I had showed it or practiced it or something, and he comes out and he goes, "Let me try that." And I don't remember exactly which leg it was that he got stuck when he went to do it, but luckily the horse stopped and he was able to kind of regroup. But I didn't know he was that flexible, that one leg could be way up there and the other one was on the ground. He didn't fall and he didn't hurt himself.
But it scared him pretty good, didn't he? Didn't he have to sit there for a while and gain his composure?
I don't know if it scared him and if that's why he had to sit there, if it was just a very uncomfortable position to be stuck in for a moment.
Yeah, I don't see him being scared about too much.
No.
He goes down the fence, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure all those guys have wrecked enough. They're like, that part's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, freestyle. Forgot about that. So, were you a freestyle champion?
Yeah, you won them one time, didn't you?
I don't know. I was.
Guy's saying no.
No, didn't
I'd
win.
like to think that somebody without a bridle and a saddle won.
Well, yeah, she.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that same year, Stacy.
Stacy Westfall. So she.
And she had a wedding dress on. You can't
She
beat
won
the
the
wedding
Open,
dress.
and I was
No.
second in the Open, but I double entered and I won the non-pro.
Ah, gotcha.
That's what Joe always says. If you're going to do anything like that, you got to have a wedding dress.
Wedding dress, Amazing Grace. You don't win, you just win.
You just
Right, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
You know.
No. it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's incredible.
you guys will see Trevor there live at the next Reigning Freestyle Invitational in a
Wedding dress, Amazing Grace.
That's gonna be
Amazing
hard.
Grace.
That's gonna be hard to do that trick riding in a wedding dress.
No,
Yeah.
maybe
He can
Yeah, I'll
do. He
get
can do
tangled
it.
up somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be tricky.
just make it a short one.
Run for $1 million.
Oh, dude.
Is there a freestyle?
There is. He
There.
can qualify and then
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
Andrea.
you shouldn't even have to qualify.
Andrea
No.
won it.
That's right. Yeah,
2
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, you did the Superman thing.
And then
right?
No,
he did
he
the
was
boxing
Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
Oh, it
That's
was
right.
awesome.
It was blue
It was
and
awesome.
red. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no, the Italian stallion.
It was the
That's
best freestyle. It was the best freestyle I ever saw. Though.
That's right.
I was saying Rocky,
Italian Sally. I
not
get it.
Andrea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky. I
Yeah.
would never call another man that.
It sounded like you just did.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying everybody knows that Rocky is
Yeah.
the Italian
No,
stallion.
it sounded like you called
We
Andrea
have
that.
it on tape.
No, let's not go
Yeah,
there.
I think so.
No, I feel uncomfortable even talking about that. at this point.
Yeah, it sounded like you did. We're going with it. You did.
We were riding around in the arena the other day talking about the Rocky movies. And Sylvester Stallone, he's got a couple reining horses.
Oh, right.
It's a
Yeah.
dream of mine to meet him someday. But I was telling him I just hope that he's not insulted when I meet him, because I don't think I could call him like Sylvester Stallone. I think I just have to
Call him
refer to him
Rocky.
as Rocky.
Yeah.
No, he gets real pissed. They said.
Really?
No.
No, I think,
don't call him that.
Don't crush my dream, all right?
no, I think you could get away with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're Trevor Dare,
Yeah.
so really,
But don't like cry or nothing.
No, no.
that'll make you. I heard that does make you.
Yeah, if you start crying. Yeah, but he's short too.
I'll
so,
stay composed till I walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's. So I think. What movie did he? It was one of the Rockies where he just did a
It was the new Rambo.
New Rambo.
Rambo. That's what, where he was a reining horse trainer.
Yeah.
And as much as I was impressed by all the Rocky movies, I don't know about that one.
It
Rambo.
was still good.
Rambo 2.
Yeah.
Rambo they were good movies.
Yeah.
They were,
They were
good
great movies, but I think in Rambo, like 16 or 17,
Yeah.
he was a reining horse trainer.
Yeah.
And,
And it didn't
it looked,
hit,
It
huh?
looked a little sketchy to me.
It
Yeah.
was fine. It was still good.
Yeah. Well, I think those are like the Fast and the Furious
He's
movies.
gonna cry when he sees it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. Yeah, he's gonna lose it.
Yeah. No, I think it's like Fast and the Furious movies. There's been like 10 of them,
Yeah,
and they're just good because they're Fast and the Furious, just
Yeah.
like the Rockies. Doesn't matter how many there are.
I agree with that.
You know, I think you just have to love them, right?
All of the Rockies are good.
I
Yeah.
might give you pointers on your acting.
Yeah.
Acting like I like you guys.
You've been in TV. You've been on TV.
Yeah. No, that's what I gotta. I gotta act like I like Gun
Yeah,
and
that's
Joe.
great.
I like our guests. I love our guests. But to sit here and have to put up with you two guys day in and day out.
Well, don't
tough.
kid yourself. Me and Joe took our same acting classes to reciprocate feelings.
That's right.
They're mutual. all
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
do you do anything else? Like Gunny just got back. He golfed. What courses did you golf in California?
Golfed Spyglass, Pebble Beach, and one
Nice.
called Poppy Hills. Like in Spyglass and Pebble are 2 weeks away from a pro golf tournament being played up there.
So they were in great shape.
Oh.
Probably always in great shape, right?
They're always in great shape, but they were unbelievable. It's pretty cool. It's a sight to see too, because it's right on the California coastline, and it's real rocky terrain. So, I mean, you're standing on a green, you walk 5 feet, and it's 30 foot down to the ocean. I mean, it's beautiful.
I'm scared of heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're on the ground.
Yeah.
You're not up in the air.
That does help.
Yeah, you look down and there it is, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does help.
The ground's right there. You
You do
wouldn't be
anything
scared.
for fun? Do you ride
Yeah.
motocross bikes, or do you like dance in tutus or anything? Or
Training horses is fun.
How do you go from motocross to dancing with tutu?
I was just trying to
Well, it's just
open the door for a broad variety.
And it gives them a lot of space in between.
Yeah.
If you
Gotcha.
say, do you ride motorbikes or do you race cars?
It's kinda
you're
same
in
thing.
the same world. But
Yeah.
you dance in tutus, that takes us to a whole
Whole
other
other
place.
level. Yeah. Gotcha.
Gives us
So
a
what
lot
about
to
it?
talk about.
What's your answer?
Oh,
He said riding was fun. That's
Yeah.
what he does.
that's
Is that all you do?
Yeah.
Really?
When I have a kid.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you got a kid, so how's that change everything?
I've got a little baby boy. He is about 4.5 months old now.
How much sleep are you getting?
Yeah.
I get a lot of sleep because my wife is awesome and does all of the getting up in the middle of the night for me.
You kiss ass. Yeah, kiss ass.
I wake up momentarily just when I hear him cry, and then she gets him and he stops crying. I go right back to sleep. Yeah, she does all the hard parts, and then when he's asleep or he's happy, she hands him to me.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
cool.
I get to just enjoy the good parts. And so I'm sitting there thinking, this parenting stuff, this is easy.
You
So
got it.
it's not so easy.
Hey,
You got it.
I got a story. Speaking of his kid, so me and Cade go up to Exeter to look at horses, and Trevor's riding around, and his wife is riding a horse. And I guess it's not public knowledge that she's pregnant at the time, and she doesn't look pregnant. Okay, so I hope she doesn't take it that way. But she gets off of this horse and she puts her hands on her belly like a pregnant chick and walks into the barn. And I stop her as she walks by me and I say, "Are you pregnant?" And she says no, and I felt like such a jerk because
Yeah, you're not supposed to ask that.
you're not
But
supposed
she
to ask
was.
him that.
Yeah.
Never asked that.
You know, she told me no, and she was. She was just keeping it a secret because I said it so loud.
That was before we had told anybody.
But I
So
spotted.
you got X-ray
Yeah, you
vision
knew.
or what?
No,
Well, she
did
held her
She did the whole
deal.
hand on the belly thing.
I do that all the time.
And you
Well.
look pregnant.
You're just trying to support it.
Well,
and
that's
nurture it.
fair.
Yeah, I mean,
But I'm not.
yeah, no, you're
That's
not.
how you get pregnant. but
Yeah,
I'm not.
Well,
Oh,
I feel like a genius now because I knew
yeah, no,
what
that's
she
pretty
was,
good.
but
That's pretty good catching that. Yeah.
She indirectly apologized to me for having to lie about that. I'm sorry that I let the cat out of the bag accidentally. I'm just smart. Okay,
I'm just
You're
smart.
good at reading people. How about
I'm
that?
just smart. Yeah, I know my shit.
Yeah, no, he's very observant. You
Now
know,
she shows cutters, right?
Yeah.
And has
Yeah.
she done any of the reining or anything?
Nope, not yet. I hope someday I can make enough money to buy her a reining horse. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, cutters aren't cheap either.
No, but since she was a kid, they've kind of raised a couple here and there. So she's got a brood mare that she won, I don't know, 75 or 80,000 on.
Oh wow.
That she has a baby or two out of each year, and she'll keep one, sell one, or
Yeah.
I actually hope
Whatever it
you
is.
can never afford a reining horse. I hope they keep getting more and more expensive.
they're plenty expensive enough right now.
No, they could be more.
yeah, you got to be careful too about continuing. And let me give you a little marriage advice here.
Yeah.
You got to be careful about
Listen up.
continuing to spend more and more money on them. Don't go down that road because you can't come
back.
There is no coming back. You can spoil them. You can spoil them past to where you can't fix it. You can't recoup it. So just keep everything like you got it. Don't go crazy.
Does Laura have her own credit card?
I don't think we have credit cards.
Oh, that's great.
What?
Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Because when
You gotta-
Tom,
He doesn't. There's some weird shit. Going on.
Yeah, doesn't know who's signing the
We
check.
don't have credit cards.
Yeah.
Like what?
his money is still coming in from Mexico.
What's
right.
going on here? Like how do
Yeah.
you? So if you need gas in your truck, it just how do you do it?
I got a debit card.
Oh, a debit card.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but can you get a hotel room on a debit card? Isn't like a debit card's daily limit
No, I think you
$300?
can.
No,
You
no.
can rent a car. And get
Where
a
are you
hotel.
staying for a hotel?
But normally they
You don't know,
normally
Gunny.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's a baller, man.
Normally they block off
He just
the
got
whole.
done playing golf at Mary Poppins Golf Course.
Yeah. What? Do you, yeah.
You guys are idiots. Normally they
you're
block
not
the
paying-
whole amount off before you get in the room. Bar my
Jesus.
You guys made it rated R already. You're pissing me off. You guys.
Man, that was fast.
You're not golfing there on a debit card. That's for damn sure.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
So how much? How much is a round of golf there? Which one's the most expensive?
Pebble Beach was the most expensive.
How much is a round?
With the card, it was $620.
Yeah.
To exercise?
For
Yeah.
golf.
It would be. I would have if I would have been invited. I probably would not.
But it's like one of the nicest places in the country, though, right?
It is
I mean, it's amazing.
It's the number one
Yeah.
public
Yeah.
golf course in the
For sure.
world
No.
or in America.
Yeah.
It
No,
must be
it's
famous because I've heard of it.
no, it's awesome. I mean, I'm not even into golf, but I know how nice that place is. My wife used to work down there, and I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think it is worth the money, definitely.
Yeah, didn't even think twice. Didn't even have to put it on a debit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gave them my credit card and they just said, "Yep, you're good, Mr. Matheson."
Yeah, no, that would have been. Someday we'll go there. But he doesn't like to golf with me. I think depending on the day, I embarrass him a little. Like I have my good days, but I think on a lot of days.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't ever call. He doesn't ever call me. He doesn't want to golf with me. It's quite the opposite.
Really? Will you golf with me, Gunny?
Yeah, let's go.
You hear
Okay,
me
now-
right here? We're having a thing right here.
Well, but now you guys
I'm
are
gonna
talking.
scoot back.
When do you want to go?
I might have just broke a
You
chair.
didn't. You
No,
didn't
you're
do
all right.
If that chair's lasted through me and Gunny, you're good.
Yeah.
So now, what came with the verdict between you when you guys were talking about when you went golfing with your brothers, and you said they cheated, and then you told Gunny about it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Oh, they cheated.
Cheated.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't even play golf, and I figured they cheated. Totally,
It was
right?
Clearly
Clear.
a cheat.
If there's
Clearly a
anything
Yeah.
that I know about Jimmy and Scotty,
Scotty?
is they would cheat to
Cheat.
get ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our training tip Tuesday. Scotty and Jim McCutcheon cheated golf. All right.
I feel like they did. Yeah, no, I think there was.
So are you guys going to be golfing this weekend then, since they cheated?
No, I think we're open.
Now you are.
I'll go. I'll go. Huh?
I'm actually.
Trevor, you want to go golfing?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Doesn't
been
golf.
golfing?
Yeah. Do you golf at all?
I golfed a little bit as a kid. I like to golf, but I don't ever go. I'm not any
See,
good.
that's the difference. Like, why? If I like to do things, I do them. Why don't you go golfing, Trevor? I think you'd enjoy it. There's nobody probably in where you're at. Nobody you probably go with.
No.
Well,
So you don't-
What
so-
do you do for fun besides ride? You
Yeah,
just
you gotta be
do
doing
anything,
something.
he said.
I don't know. I ride a lot. If I'm not riding, I'm trying to give my wife and my kid a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Maybe take a little nap here and there.
Or do you sweep your saddle area? I mean,
No, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a fuddy-duddy. I don't do a whole lot else.
It
Well, it's
sounds a little bit like it.
Well, but he's in Oklahoma too,
Yeah,
so
that's
there's
fair.
not much up
It's a pretty
there,
quiet
right?
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how far is the towns? It's 20, 30 minutes.
Well, no, Purcell's Purcell's a nitty-bitty little town, but like Norman.
And they have running water and electricity and
Yeah.
stuff,
They
Yeah,
have
that's
a
all you need.
Mexican restaurant,
right? Right.
4 of them.
Yeah.
They do?
Ooh, dang.
but they changed the one into a pizza place, didn't they?
They got 3 Mexican restaurants. They got 1, 2, 3, 4 pizza places. 3 or 4 pizza places.
Was any of it as good as the pizza I got you tonight?
Joe's pizza's pretty good, but the pizza tonight was pretty good too.
It's pretty
Yeah.
damn good.
Now let's
pizza.
backtrack like 15 seconds there. And remember that it was the pizza that I got you. Tom
Yeah.
didn't get you.
Thank you, Gunny.
I got
Yeah.
the pizza.
Gunny picked it up.
Well,
But Kate ordered
Kate
it.
ordered it.
Really? Yeah.
So you're just a delivery guy. Okay. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You see that? He went, wait a minute. Oh, crap, I am.
I could have sworn I paid for it.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel kind of bad for you, Gunny.
It's like this all the time. But don't worry. The Crown Royal helps.
Softens the blow a little bit.
Definitely helps.
That's how he
Numbs
deals
the
with it.
emotions.
Yeah.
It numbs the emotions for the abuse you take here for an hour weekly. I'm gonna go back home. You know, my fun time the next couple days is to sit in a dark room and cry an hour on end and wish those guys would like me. And then by Sunday, I'm over it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Right on.
And then we call him on like Wednesday and hey, let's see the show tonight.
Okay, great. That'll be fun.
That'd be great.
And can you
Get
pick up
abused
pizza?
I used to get abused by our viewers for not wearing shoes, but now at least I got shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't smell any.
I am disappointed I said the F word already because I've been trying not to say that.
Yeah, she can beat that out though. She
Yeah, you
has
gotta-
that capability.
Yeah,
Keep
but-
that, keep this
Yeah.
PG again.
Yeah, you say it just a fraction of the number of times that you actually think it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it 1,400 more times after I said it.
I mean, I'm thinking like, do you ever go like, what do they call it, noodling?
Yeah, have you ever been noodling?
No.
No, I thought you're supposed to do that in Oklahoma,
right?
right?
No, I think you noodle.
On the Red River?
Everybody noodles.
Like you know, their state activity there would be noodling. Like they
Yeah,
have a
probably.
flag and a state bird and a state song. Well, their state, activity's got to be noodling.
I
Yeah.
didn't noodle.
That's
You
where
don't
the
know.
world championships are.
Yeah.
Is it?
Noodling. I don't know. Like I told you, we don't research anything and nothing's off of facts.
Yeah.
It's just
Now,
not.
wait a minute, no.
Especially anything in
Now,
Oklahoma.
Also, you're living in Oklahoma. Do you own a pair of cutoffs? A pair of jeans that used to be jeans that are now shorts?
No,
Jorts.
My wife was really wanting me to wear shorts when we went to Cancun a couple years ago.
And you made some cutoffs.
Well, see, I didn't really want to go and buy swim trunks or shorts because I don't like to wear shorts or swim trunks. But
But you're going to Cancun,
I
dude.
asked-
You were not wearing jeans,
I
right?
eventually gave in and went and got some swim trunks. But I asked her, I said, "Can I just take a pair of my starched jeans, cut them off at the knee, and put them on and wear them?" I thought that'd be a pretty good look.
This
That's
is
awesome.
what's so fantastic about this show, because I never knew how old of a young guy Trevor was. I mean, like I thought he was one of those young kind of cool guys, but he's just.
Well, I mean, he's pretty cool.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I thought so. I thought so.
You thought so before
He
cut his...
doesn't own shorts.
Yeah. And you're going to Cancun.
And it doesn't sound like he owns any cutoffs either.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything for
Shorts
fun.
and sweatpants make me feel like I'm wearing pajamas in public.
Yeah. No, I'm with you with the sweatpants. I'm not into that.
I love sweatpants.
Yeah, no.
Sweatpants are great.
No, because you always feel like you're not
Shorts.
ready for anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Flip
I'm always...
flops are fantastic.
Well, when you put on sweatpants, you don't have anything to do.
Yeah, but like Mandy said that the other day. She's like, I've never seen you in sweatpants. I'm like, oh, I don't like to be out in public or,
You
What if
would look weird in sweatpants.
Well, no, I look pretty good in sweatpants, actually. But I wear them at home right before I go to bed.
No,
but-
I don't mean weird because of your overall build or anything like that.
Yeah,
Demeanor.
now it's
I-
getting weird.
Yeah,
Why?
I just mean I've never seen you in
Yeah,
anything
no,
like sweatpants.
no, because I'm always, I'm ready to run after
And
somebody
you
if
are
I need to.
relatively cool. I mean,
Yeah,
you're one
well,
of the cool guys, or you wouldn't be. I mean, I don't know if you're cool because you're cool or cool because you're on the show. I don't know.
Yeah, just because I'm hanging with
The
you
show
guys.
earns cool points.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
You watch what happens to your career now.
Yeah, ooh, buddy.
Straight up.
Can I come
Yeah.
back next week?
No.
Trevor, maybe next week we'll actually interview you instead of
Yeah.
talking about all this stupid
Our producer's saying that's a no. So,
We're booked next week.
Yeah.
We have,
well, because actually what we were talking about earlier, most of our guests have won, major events.
Not me.
And you really haven't.
Nope.
So
Yes,
we
he
really
has.
don't.
He's
No.
won the AQHA World Show a couple times.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count.
It does too. won 2 AQHA
Oh, that's right.
world
Yes,
titles?
that's right. That does count, I
Yeah,
guess.
that counts.
I mean, even though it's AQHA, that's all right. You
It's
know,
better than APHA.
He won
Yeah.
he won the junior.
that's right. You run the
Well,
junior.
I don't know. Did I just say that?
Yeah.
I didn't mean.
Yeah, because the APHA
I mean, I
World
love
Show
APHA.
paint
Yeah.
was a lot better than the AQHA World Show did.
Yes, that's true. That is
But not
true.
when Trevor won it. He won it
Yeah.
on a mare named Extra Black Magic one time.
He did do some research.
I did not do
Yeah.
any research.
No,
I
he
have
knows
a colt. I have a 2-year-old colt out of her by
Okay.
SG Frozen Enterprise. So, of course, I know my pedigrees. And then the other one he won it on was
Oh, here it is. The answer is.
Electric Wind, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
must have had the ground dug up deep. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. So you're a world champion. That's pretty cool.
Two-time.
Wow.
Two-time world champion.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I knew there was a reason because we have pretty high standards on this.
Yeah, well, like we said, earlier we couldn't remember that he won anything, and we were trying to figure out why we
No,
called
I
him.
could. You said that.
No, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it was
no.
Cade. Cade said that.
No, you said that.
No, I agreed
No,
with
Cade
Cade.
and I- no,
Cade said it.
Cade and Gunny and I all know you said that.
No, I'm way better friends with Trevor than you. Okay.
Don't drag us into any of this. No, sir. Hey, that's
That qualifies. Yeah.
absolutely qualifies.
Yeah. No, that's
So
legit.
what's
That's
next,
legit.
Trevor? You getting ready for some NRBC and some Derby action? You got a good Derby horse you're liking this year?
Yeah, I got
Got
Hercules, the buckskin Jersey's baby driver.
Oh yeah, been a multiple event finalist, big time horse.
In by yellow jersey out of Windrup Chick.
It takes an amazing stopping photo. Some
Yeah.
of the coolest stopping photos we've seen.
Yeah, he's been good to me so far. So actually, first I'm gonna try to get him ready to take out to the Cactus Classic for the Run for the Million qualifier.
Cool. I'll
Right
be
on.
there. I'll be there cheering people on.
You're gonna show
Won't
something?
be participating again. No, they won't let me show my 3-year-olds. Those are the only good horses I got.
So yeah, I'm gonna get him ready for the major events this year, and I've got a couple other really nice horses that I just need to feel out and see what they're ready for or not ready for, and go from there.
How you liking your 3-year-olds?
I have 4 or 5 3-year-olds that I like really well right now. It's 3-year-olds. It's everybody's got 4 or 5 right now that they like really
I
well.
have 6.
Gunny's got 6.
Yeah, we hear it every day.
Yeah.
All the time we hear it.
Don't
from
you
guys.
worry. If you just said 5 or 6, I'd have had 7.
And in October, November, we're all going to be going, oh, I can't wait for next year. I got
Yeah.
such good 2
Yeah, I got the best 2-year-olds I've ever had.
100%. Now, and
No,
then when
that's-
you've
that's
done
the
it as long
difference
as I
between-
have, you go, I really like. Nah, it's probably not gonna be that good in the fall anyway. So I'm just gonna keep riding. I'm not gonna brag on it. I'm just gonna keep
I
riding.
got really good 2-year-olds too. I really can't wait to start riding my yearlings. They're amazing.
God help them.
How many of those you guys got?
Of what?
Yearlings.
I don't know.
I got more.
Do you own a lot of horses?
No, like I said, my wife, she raises a couple, for the cutting. We did go out on a limb and we bred her broodmare to SG Frozen Enterprise Iceman, and he's a 2-year-old right now. And he actually looks like he's a pretty cool horse, so we're going to go ahead and give it a try.
How's her cutter bred?
She is a WR, this cat's smart, out of a gray Starlight mare.
Cool.
Who knows? We need to start. We need to start looking for some outcrosses at some point.
I
So,
gelded mine already.
yeah,
Right
even
on.
better, but
It's all right.
but if it works, somebody else is gonna do the
That's
same
right,
thing
yeah.
and leave it a stud. I promise.
That's right. Yep.
So, well, I mean, I learned a lot about Trevor today.
Yeah.
He's
No.
not cool.
I'm funny, Gunny.
He's a multiple world champion.
Yep.
So I guess that makes him cool, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Finley grad, but he only
But he
went
only
1
went
year.
a year.
No, not
Not-
grad.
not a grad.
Not a grad.
1 year in Finley.
Finley alum. Are you even alum if you only
No,
went 1
I
year?
don't think so.
No.
I think he just participated. He just
Yeah,
participated.
I was a participant.
Yeah.
They give you a trophy.
Yeah, also ran.
Does that show up anywhere on your record? 1 year at
Did
Finley?
you put it on your resume?
Well, I rode on the equestrian team and I won the national championship. thing.
Another win.
No, I think
that we
only
didn't know
girls
about.
can do that.
That's NCAA.
Oh.
Finley is, I don't even remember what the abbreviation is, but it's
Yeah.
He's
Not
getting
as-
kind of all serious.
I don't. Now he doesn't.
Sorry. For you there.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah. So were you showing against? Was it girls and guys, and everybody was on the same team?
yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why NCAA turned it to just a girls' sport, because I think there's a lot of guys that would like to go to college and be able to show at that level.
Get your college paid for.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh wow.
That just didn't come along for you in time.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't have made it through 4 whole years anyways.
Yeah.
I think.
Did you get good
sounds like
grades
you
in your
wouldn't
1 year?
I did.
Then you made it.
I didn't, I was good at school. I just hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
I think probably everybody at this table was the same way.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Except for he was good at school. I know for a fact you weren't.
I was not good at school. Nope.
That's surprising.
Seriously?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Not-
you're a businessman. You're supposed to be smart.
I
Yeah, but-
negotiated my way out of school. believe
Well,
me.
okay, there
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, I had to wash a teacher's car and come up and clean up the whole auditorium the day after graduation for them to let me out. That was the deal before graduation. I could walk across the stage. If I had one teacher's car I had to wash.
So what
and
did you
then
do
I
to
had
that
promise-
teacher's car?
No. I didn't
No,
do
it wasn't about the car,
I
right?
I just had to wash it.
Okay, I
For
thought
them.
maybe you had like a senior prank and maybe
No,
you
no, I
messed with
didn't
his
do
car.
anything like that. And then I had to come back. I had to promise to come back the day after graduation and clean the auditorium.
Okay.
And you did that even though they gave you the paper already?
Hell yeah.
Well, he promised.
I told them I would. I was there.
But it bailed. You had the paper already, I mean.
Yeah, no, I said I'd be there. I was there, by golly. I was there. We got that auditorium looked great the next day. So last time I ever picked
Held
up
a broom.
You didn't help your guys sweep up the saddling area.
No,
He's never been to the saddling area.
Yeah, where exactly is your saddling area?
Yeah.
Would you say it's in the north, south, east, west side of your barn?
I don't know, it's
It'd be
somewhere in
north.
between the stall and where they tie my horses in the arena, because they come out of the stall with no saddle.
Yeah, they come
with
out
the
this
saddle.
door. It's
Yes,
really cool.
gotcha.
Someone walks them across.
It's a
and
magical
like-
door.
Yeah, they just keep coming.
So the saddling area is on the other side of that door. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right. Yeah, a little person comes out. Toot, 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 toot.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
All right, Trevor. Well, thanks for coming
Yeah,
down.
thanks, man. That was
Thanks
fun.
for having me.
We
a
appreciate
good time.
it. Good sport. You know, we like giving everybody shit. So
Yeah.
it was fun and good to know about with the Dare family name. It's fun to hear a little bit of history, because obviously that's a strong name, not just in the reining horse business, but in the whole horse in the quarter horse business altogether. So
For sure.
100%. You've been somebody we wanted to get on the show for a while. So thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, thanks everybody, and we forgot to do the drawing again, but we will do it next week. We all got here late tonight. We full on planned to do it tonight, and we all showed up at
Kind of late. Yeah.
yeah, we were
Well, just to be perfectly clear, Gunny was on time.
yeah.
With the
Gunny was
pizza.
perfectly on time.
With the
because
pizza.
Gunny just gets his ass chewed for not being on time, and he was perfectly on time. But those three were late.
Yes, we were late, so
No,
we
no.
didn't get anything organized. And Joe wanted to lie to you guys, and I said, no. We're not gonna tell them any lies. We're just gonna tell the truth. Say we are not ready. We're all late today, so no, you always do the right thing. Joe.
That's right. You're right, Tom.
All right.
Now I feel bad. Shuckers.
Another lesson learned tonight.
Yeah.
So,
Training
kids
tip number
out there, you
3.
kids out there, that's something for you.
Yeah.
To, hang
Don't
on
make
to.
my
Don't be
mistake.
like Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're out.